And so if we're meeting for the first time, my name's Ken Edmonds, and on this channel, I provide information for those that travel with challenges and for the friends and families that travel with them. Today, I have with me a fascinating guest. Her name is Ashley Olson, and we're going to talk about wheelchair travel. So Ashley, you want to give us a little bit of your background, and then we'll start talking about some destinations.
Hi, so happy to be here, and of course talking about travel, which is one of my favorite topics of all times. I started this website, wheelchairtraveling.com, in 2006. I had been already traveling in a wheelchair for a number of years. I was paralyzed in 1996 in a car accident when I was 14 years old, and never lost the thrill of adventure and curiosity for life and how can I do things. And
it was interesting. I did an interview with, and this would be something that interests you at some point in time. I did an interview with the Rocky Mountaineer Railway. And what they are is a tour company that does tours. You don't sleep on the train. The train goes a ways and stops when you go to a hotel. But they had some of their tours that they had available were accessible. They had like Dodge Sprinter vans that had ramps or a way to get a wheelchair in and out, either ramp or lifts, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I wish there was more of that. That's actually the pet peeve of mine at hotels in the US, for example, that they have, oh yeah, so we have a shuttle service to get you from here to there, to get you downtown from the airport or whatnot. But 99.99999% of all of these shuttles I've never seen to be accessible. There was one in Talkeetna, Alaska that was, and I just lost it. I literally lost my shit because I had just never, that was the first one that I had ever seen before. And I'm like, what? Like, how? I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. And the driver thought that I was mental because he's, yeah, isn't this the law? Isn't this what we're supposed to do? And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Did you say you had taken the Alaskan Railway?
I did. Oh my gosh, that was absolutely epic. That's something, and I definitely recommend if you love nature. Oh gosh, that was absolutely spectacular.
And accessible. Yeah,
and accessible bathroom and access to get you to the second floor, which I also was just blown away by. I was not expecting that at all. Elevator to get you to the top floor. What? Yeah. Pretty cool.
And that's the way the Rocky Mountaineer is too. Is they have in Canada they have elevators to get people to the second floor, or in the U.S. they have it's a single level. But they have elevators. They have ways to make sure you can get on and off the train. Did you go to Seward?
Yes.
Yeah. So the Seward was the coolest because they had the manual elevator where they cranked you down, cranked you back up.
Yeah. But they actually have one of those in Santa Cruz to go through the Santa Cruz Mountains. They have this train ride that you get on at the boardwalk. It's this super old school train ride, and you wouldn't think that it's accessible, but they do have two open air cars. They have one of these old school manual cranks that can get people in wheelchairs on the ride. And so they take them into the mountains, to this one spot where people can picnic, and then there's like a couple trails and stuff that people can go exploring and whatnot. So yeah, those old school cranks are really cool. And actually, there's one also here in California for the Napa train as well. The Napa has an authentic super old train as well. You can dine on the train. Bathrooms are not accessible, so you definitely have to plan accordingly. But the whole train ride, I think, is 2.5 hours. So if you can just not drink so much wine and water and plan accordingly, it's definitely possible, and just a beautiful train ride. But yeah, the authentic old hand crank, man, that is so cool, and it's so fun to watch them operate it.
Yeah, I was tickled. I thought Seward was a nice town too, because I didn't run into anything that we had any troubles with. In fact, we stayed at the Harbor 360 Inn, which was a very nice property. And we walked from, let me rephrase that. My wife rolled, I walked and pushed her from the Sea Life Center, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Up over the hill, back down. And it was a little bit of a slog, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think that's the only hill, really.
Yeah. So I thought Seward was a nice town. We had good experiences in Alaska in general. We stayed at a brand new property, which had a really nice, it was close to the airport. It was one of the Holiday Inn suite properties. I forget right now, but had a really nice room and plenty of space, roll-in shower.
Yeah. Alaska, I think in terms of tourism and accessibility, I think it's just from the older crowd that have been continuously going up there, who paved the way, like, so to speak, to get the ball rolling in that. But Alaska tourism, man, they got it going on. They really do. They've really thought about things. Of course, nothing is perfect. On a sliding scale, they're definitely like high up there. Definitely like an 8.5 or like a 9. Like they've really tried and really thought things through.
Yeah. It was funny. We did a tour in Ketchikan where we went into this rainforest. And again, it would have been more of a challenge for you being stuck in a wheelchair. But for my wife, she never had more than a couple steps. But the tide changes, they have huge tide changes, like 7 or 8 feet. So when we were going back, they actually sent like a cart, like a 4-wheel drive utility vehicle with the place where she could sit on the back, and then I pushed her wheelchair up. But on the other side, they'd actually helped me push and pull the wheelchair up the ramp because it was so steep. Again, like I said, Alaska's pretty good. I enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a place to go.
Okay, well, you know what, I have loved our conversation, Ashley. I think we will have to do this again. Give you a chance to make a couple more trips somewhere interesting, and then we'll talk again about your most recent experience.
No, definitely. Lots of places to talk about, lots of different sites around the U.S., the extraterrestrial highway. There's lots of things in the United States to check out.
Oh yeah, huge fan of the U.S. My wife and I have traveled. There's probably only a couple of states we haven't been in or through. My wife and I love to travel, so we go where we can. For those that are listening, I appreciate you staying with us. If you haven't already done so, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons, so that way you'll get notified when I send out the next one, and YouTube will know there's some value in it. And again, I appreciate very much having you on today, Ashley.
Yep, happy to be here and look forward to coming back on next time.